Hello and welcome to my today's video, in which I'm going to speak to you about the topic which is not related to K-pop. But it's actually like I found the relation through James of Cortes. I'm going to speak to you about meditation today because I really think that it is the skill which is very crucial for people in today's life, in the world that we live in. But a lot of people misunderstand meditation and therefore they do not find their way of meditating. And I started to think about making this video because of James, because he was, walking around with that ball everywhere and people were joking about that ball, but also because he mentioned meditation, like in his video, the letter to parents, where he says, I'm trying to meditate, but it doesn't help my mental state. And also they meditated during some video, and I understand that this topic is in his life one way or another, but maybe it's just not really rooted, not really profound. And also I know that Banchan of Stray Kids used to mention meditation a few times, and I kind of think that he might be doing something like this, taken from his state as it is right now and how it changed in the last year. So that's why I decided that I have the right to speak about meditation in my blog about K-pop. Okay, who's gonna stop me? Nobody's gonna stop me. It's my blog. I do whatever the fuck I want. And also I wanted to speak about meditation because it's kind of my area of expertise, because I'm a yoga teacher and I am also a healer, and meditation is one of my main, it's like, it is in my every day. I meditate every day. It's like brushing the teeth at this point. And also I use it to help people, basically to my clients through yoga sessions and through healing sessions. So that's why I consider myself to be a specialist in meditation. And that's why I'm making this video. But I also must say that it doesn't, like, meditation is not that straightforward. It's not like you sit down and you close your eyes and you immediately start meditating, because meditation is a different frequency of mind, different frequency of brain. And for me, when I first started to meditate, and it was like 6 or 7 years ago, I didn't do it. I wasn't able to meditate until maybe 2 years ago, when I started to practice Kundalini yoga and also then to teach Kundalini yoga. Because meditation is actually a different frequency of wavelength of the wave of brain that our brain produces. And it has been investigated, it has been studied, it has been researched by multiple researchers all around the world. There is a big meta analysis of different researchers, of different scientific researchers of meditation. I will try to find the link and put it in the comments, in the description. But the main idea that I'm trying to deliver is that meditation doesn't happen on its own. You need to find your path towards this state of meditative frequency of your mind. And honestly, like, I see two ways of doing it right now. One of them is doing it with someone who already meditates. Because the minds and the nervous systems have this ability to tune. And the person who is able to rule their nervous system, like not rule, like kind of command their nervous system, like know how to regulate their nervous system and know how to get into a certain state of mind, then they can help you get into this same state of mind in different ways. And this is like the shortest and the easiest pathway towards this meditative state. Because if you have never been in a meditative state, it's luck if you get into it. But if you do it with another person who already is meditating, knows how to meditate, you can do it very quickly and like almost 100% if you are really dedicated to it. So this first idea is that you can try to meditate if you do it with another person. It's much, much easier and much more real to achieve this state. Another path is how to do it on your own, but again, I'm not sure that it's like possible to do if you have never been in this state, but at least it's how you can return to this state. And it's done through preparation of your system for this state of meditation. Because, for example, if you have certain tension in your body, you will probably not be able to get into this state, or it will be much more difficult. So a good yoga session, or a good, like any physical exercise basically, it helps you ease the body and makes it easier to ease your mind and to get into the state of meditation. Another thing which helps really, really well is pranayama, or breathing techniques, breathing exercises. It also helps because you can get yourself into this state of repetition of certain breathing pattern. For example, it can even be like square breathing. And your brain, like on the one hand, your brain starts to kind of hypnotize itself because of repetition. Any type of repetition helps calm the brain. But also, pranayama changes the chemistry of blood and therefore changes the state of the body generally, of the body and of brain, and it gets you closer to the state of meditation as well. But actually, any type of repetition works. So there are certain meditation which help, like ways to get into the meditative state, which, for example, use mantras. When you repeat with your mouth or in your mind the same mantra, for example, the same sequence of words. And it works also very well because it helps you, like this vibration that you get in your chest, in your throat when you are saying something, it really helps regulate your vagus, your vagal nerve, which goes from brain through all of the systems of the body and is kind of responsible for regulation of the nervous system. It helps you regulate the work of this nerve, which also helps you get into more aligned, calmer, more grounded state generally in your whole body through working with your nervous system. So these like preconditions, they are like working on them is very important to get into this meditative state. But what is the meditative state itself? As I have already mentioned, it's like a different frequency of brain, but it's like from the physiological point of view. But what does it mean from the point of view of experience? And this, like I will be describing my experience and the experience of other people that I used to work with. And meditation starts from an ability to withdraw from your senses. And it doesn't mean dissociate from your senses. It means to, when you feel like you get into insight and you can feel everything, like you feel your physical sensations, you feel the smell, you feel how the light goes through your eyelids on the eyes. You can hear all the sounds around you. You can feel the taste in your mouth. You can feel how the fabric is touching your skin. But it's as if you feel all of these things at the same time, and it's as if you are watching all of these sensations, like it's as if you are standing in front of the screen and you see all of these sensations, but you are not these sensations. The same thing with thoughts. You might have thoughts in the meditative state, but you don't identify with them. You observe them from the side. The same thing about emotions. You may have some emotions rising, but you are able to observe them from the distance. You do not dissociate because you are still very conscious of everything that is happening to you. You're actually more conscious than ever about everything that is happening to you. But you can observe it. And this ability to disidentify, there is no such word, right? To not identify with your experience, with your physical experience, with your emotional experience, with your mental experience, is the first step towards meditation. And it is important because this way you receive an empirical experience of not being your thoughts, not being your emotions, not being your physical sensations. Because in day-to-day life, very often we identify with our thoughts, for example, or with our emotions. We think that we are what we think, or we are what we feel, or we are how we act. But in fact, it's all not true. We are something entirely different. And in this state of withdrawal, in Patanjali Sutras, it is called pratyahar. Just for you to know a fancy word. So in this state of withdrawal, we start to realize that there is something else. And this mysterious something else is actually, in my opinion, the goal of meditation. You are then able, your brain calms, and you are then able to concentrate on this thing, on the observer, and get the experience of something very different. Something that lies under all of the layers, under all of the levels of our personality. Because in this world that we live in, there are a lot of things which are on top of our true nature. There are like the traumas, there are the expectations, there are like social constructs, social conditioning, family conditioning. There are news, there are opinions, there are concepts, there is constant influx of information which restricts the freedom of your thoughts. Did you understand the reference? There is this, constant state of the energy, like the information is pulled into different directions all the time. And people kind of lose themselves in it. It's really hard to find what you really want to do. It's really hard to make decisions because there is so much of everything going on all the time outside of us and in the inside of us that we kind of lose this sense of ourselves. But this state of, pratyahara, this state of withdrawal, it helps us come back, like return the energy, return the focus into the inside, into our true nature. And it's really unexplainable feeling, it's really unexplainable experience of this thing that I call true nature, because it's very defined, it's very real. It feels like the most real thing that exists in your reality. Like this, I don't know, this mic, this phone, this sweater doesn't feel as real as this thing inside of me that I feel when I'm meditating. This energy, I don't know, this light, this thing. And when you touch it, when you get the experience of it, it's a feeling of, as if the energy or the mind gets reset. It's as if all of these things which seemed to be so important just 5 minutes ago, like 10, 15, an hour ago, all of this news, all of this, goals, desires, problems, issues, something that I need to do, blah, 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 and so on, they stop being important when I touch this thing inside of me, this soul, I don't know, true nature, true energy, this thing. And then the more I meditate, with the repetition of this state, my connection with my true nature gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I get more and more command over the rest of the things which are in my system. Because there are a lot of them, right? There are different personalities, there are different imprints on my psychic. There are different experiences that I've been through in this life, in previous lives. There is a trauma of generations, there is a trauma of my country. There is, there are the energies which come to me from different people because I'm very sensitive. I absorb the energies of other people, their issues, their thoughts, their states, and so on. But when I have this connection to myself, I can distinguish. I can feel all of this, all of the things that I have mentioned. But I can make the decisions based on what I truly want, what I truly am, based on my true nature. How many times have I said this word combination already in this video? And I think this is the ultimate goal of meditation. And that's why meditation is not that easy. But that's why meditation is that crucial, especially in this world that we live in. And it really gives this sense of, confidence in every situation. Speaking nothing about the ability to make decisions better. Speaking nothing about the reduction of cortisol levels. Speaking nothing about the ability to speak about yourself, to really use your voice to change the world, to change the reality, to change at least the reality around you. When you allow yourself to express your true nature, the world around you is changing. And the feeling from you is changing as well. I don't know, I really think, I have a very strong feeling that Banchan of Stray Kids did something like that. Because the way he changed during the last year, it really makes me feel that he obtained certain practice like this, certain meditative practice. Maybe it's just, something happened naturally to him, something happened through the experiences that he has been through. But I really have a strong sense of, a person who meditates from him right now. And it doesn't mean that you become, all zen and blah, blah, blah. I'm not like that. You know me, right? If it's not the first video that you watch, I'm not, saint. I've never been, and I hope I will never be, because the fact that you are closer to your true nature doesn't mean that you become, all light and rainbows and butterflies. You can be angry, you can be mean, you can be fiery, you can be horny, you can be, whatever. Or you can be very wise, you can be very reliable, you can be very calming and very chill, you can be very confident, you can be very whatever. You can be whatever you need to be, because you have this internal base, what to rely on. Your true nature. I will say it again. And that's why I wanted to talk about it. Because first, meditation is not that easy. But second, meditation is crucial, as it seems to me. Because there is there are people who get to this true nature naturally. There are people for whom it's very easy. But it's not all people. Because if it was all people, we would live in a very different world. So that's why people who do not have this natural sense of true nature, they need to meditate. They need to obtain it. And it's not that obvious and it's not that easy, but it's still very possible and very, very worth it. I started with the bowl, by the way, but I didn't explain the bowl. So the bowl is basically one of the tools of how to help the mind get this thinner frequency, higher frequency. The bowl, the gong, the handpan, the mantra repetitions, different things, different frequencies, they kind of help you obtain certain frequency of mind. So the bowl is just one of the tools that can be used for that. I did a meditation with a bowl once, and it works really fast. But I was an experienced meditator at that time already, so maybe that's why. But still, the bowl is a very good tool. Okay, it appeared to be longer than I expected, but it's all right. The topic is very important, so I'm allowed to. If you have any questions about meditations, please ask them in the comments. I will be happy to explain, because I understand that the way I explained it is very, very, how do I say it? Not obvious, maybe. So if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I will answer to every single one of them, unless there are 200,000 comments. And I will be happy to help clarify anything that you need about meditation, because I honestly think that it's very, very important, and it's not as distant and unobtainable as it seems. And thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. My God, what is that? You didn't see it. Bye.